Hello. When considering using technology in your classroom, the Institute of Multisensory Education says that a best of both worlds approach is the most appropriate, allowing for teachers to select digital opportunities that create a blended learning model. But there's no replacement for good teaching, so teachers need to use technology with intentionality. Today, we're going to talk about the power of using a digital tool called Jamboard to enhance your teaching and how to effectively support small group reading with this tool. We will learn balancing digital resources in the classroom, how Jamboard can be used for collaborative learning in a small reading group, and how to create a Jamboard using its tools. So consider digital resources as one component of a blended learning environment in which the teacher and peers are still the primary sources of interaction and of instruction for students. In the classroom, teachers have to balance the time spent on the computers as a segment of independent learning and practice. Computer use in the classroom is not limited to using educational programs, but has many applications. A small group of students may work with the digital resources while the teacher is instructing another small group. Students might be paired into partners or groups to collaborate on projects or assignments. In your literacy time, you can have the small groups rotate through stations of teacher led instruction, computer led instruction, and peer collaboration. And one way to use a digital tool right within your small group reading is through the use of Jamboard. Jamboard is a digital whiteboard that you can create and manipulate. However, the use of Jamboard is as wide as your imagination. For example, let's look at a small group collaborative activity. By assigning your students a Jamboard, you can choose to have one copy that everyone in the group can see and share at the same time, synchronously, or you can use Google Classroom and create a separate copy for each student or group, which then serves as both an activity and a formative assessment. For example, you can see here that snips of the actual text itself, along with activities such as sorts, vocabulary, and activities within the text can all be put in the same place so that you have everything at your fingertips to collaborate with the group, such as questioning. Let's look at this sentence. It's a mind picture. We were talking about imagery. We can talk about vocabulary. Kids can add action words that they find within as they either collaborate or work together with the team. So you can see that Jamboard can be used in a multiple ways. You can even hide pictures or questions on the side. You can use it to sound out words that might be unfamiliar to them. You can ask them questions and survey, and you can use it to formatively assess to see if they can figure out what's hiding behind. To create a Jamboard, you can do it one of two ways. If you have Google up and open and you're logged in, use the hamburger and you'll find Jamboard, or you can type in jamboard at google.com. Your jams will appear here, but you want a new one down here. So you can choose to start with a blank canvas, or you can select a template from the many options available via a Google search. Templates are pre-designed Jamboard frames that can be used for various purposes, such as brainstorming, planning, or collaborating on specific topics. I did a Google search, opened one that has 25 free Jamboard templates and ideas for teachers at every grade level. And you can see there are so many that you can find, such as magnetic letters, morning work, base 10 blocks. The sky's the limit with Jamboard. However, if you want to start with a blank one and you have something in mind, let's look at how quickly you can create a jam for a reading group. Okay. When you're on a jam, there are some tools that you'll need to know. You can create a Post-it note. If I'm going to do always start with an I wonder question. So my I wonder question. So let's look here. I've got one of our textbooks up here, a digital textbook. Now the snipping tool is one of my favorite things. So if you don't have snip pinned to your board, you're going to want to search in the search bar for snipping tool. But I'll take my snipping tool and I will snip this little page here. Usually it'll go into your screenshots. If it's not going into your screenshots, you can just click on it and save it into your pictures. And I will come here to my jam and I'm going to add an image. I'm going to browse. There it appeared in my screenshots. And I add it to my page. I can size it. So my I wonder question, I'll use a text box. Let's see. What things do you think she did on her first day? Okay. I think I'll move this over, put this up. And then I have a place that with my group, I can collaborate. The kids can then come in as we're collaborating, they can create their own post notes. And you can either have them put their names on it or assign them a color. And kids can type in an answer and put them under here. You can also create backgrounds by setting colors if you wanted it to be a certain color. You can also add activities. So if you're working on reading with your small group, you can have activities that everyone is working on while you're reading one-to-one, maybe taking a running record. If you want to add a worksheet, a great tool, your snipping tool. Let's say we're working on at words. I take my snipping tool and I'm going to snip the whole worksheet. I'm going to come back to my jam. I can add the image. Now here's one thing I'm going to say about adding a worksheet. Notice that if I just add the image, it's able to be manipulated by the students and oops, teacher, I accidentally erased my sheet. So I would use it to set a background. You're going to browse, you're going to screenshot. And notice now you can't move it, but I can still use my tools. Let's use the highlighter. I can still color my real words red. Oops, I made a mistake. Instant feedback. I can say, oops, that's not a real word, and they can erase. If you're going to use an activity like this within a group all at the same time, if you have given this to the whole group, you're going to want to create one of these for each page so that each kid has one and you can add their name at the top like this. And then what I can do is come here. I can duplicate. And now I've got one for each kid by just changing the name. They go to their page, they're working on their page while I'm working one-on-one with some students, and then we can come back together with more reading. So Jamboard is really designed for collaboration. So you can invite others on your grade level team to join your Jamboard and work on it together in real time. To invite others, you're going to click on the share. Now you can include just the people in your team by adding their email address. and you can give them certain access like editor or viewer if you want them to be able to make changes or not. You can also share it with groups of people, such as anyone in your district with the link can either see it or edit it. This is great for sharing across the district at different sites. They can still copy even if they're only a viewer. So they can still use the three dots and make a copy for themselves so that they can change it when they want to. You can set permissions for each collaborator, such as if you want your grade level team to have access to edit, but no one else, they can only view, you can do that as well. And that's it. You've successfully created a Google Jamboard and customized it to suit your needs. Collaborating, brainstorming with your team is great. And as you get the hang of Jamboard, really the sky's the limit for it. Remember, technology can help incorporate different learning styles, improve and broaden collaboration in the classroom, increase engagement, and help students gain skills in this digital age. And Jamboard is a really great place to start creating a blended learning environment right within your small groups. Thank you.